Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to make a video that's quite different from my normal videos. We're going to talk about magical menopause. Oh my god, so exciting. And here I'm with Gertrud, who is the host of this incredible yoga retreat where I am now called Yobaba Lounge. Here's the link. Yobaba Lounge, amazing, very highly recommended, and my vlog will be coming soon. Anyway, I was talking to Gertrud about sex toys and sexuality, female orgasm, and she told me she had an incredible experience with the menopause, and I thought this message has to get out there, so that's why I'm making this video today. So hello Gertrude, thank you for joining me today. I've got some questions here for you. So let me tell you first about my perspective on menopause. It's something that I'm not going through yet, but it will come to me like everyone, and I have so many questions and I'm also worried about it. I also think that I'm going to lose my mojo. I'm worried that sex is not going to be the same, orgasm's not going to be the same. And also there's not that much information about it. And when people talk about orgasm, Freudian slip, menopause, they often share really traumatic experiences, like they were depressed or they were feeling really bad, they didn't know what it was, then they found out it was the menopause. So when I heard that you had a great experience, I wanted to find out more. So tell me, how was menopause for you?
Well, I always say menopause is an entirely underrated experience.
Oh.
And that is because, like you said, we only hear negative things about it. We don't really celebrate that it's a time in our lives as a woman where I can only explain it, I think it's because our hormones are changing, but we're much more aware. And so we have this gateway into a magical recreation of ourselves. We can feel more things. I think it's maybe also the ovaries aren't so strong, so we're not constantly pulled by the hormonal things, and we are able to follow with much more freedom. I feel it's a freer time, and it certainly is not nearly as terrible as they say in terms of losing your mojo. Not at all. It does change. I think it gets better.
Oh wow, that's exciting, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it gets better because also somehow in that time, I think we all have to go through soul searching at that time, and we have to clarify our boundaries and actually, chisel away all these things that aren't us. Mm. And so then we have the courage to just step out how we are. We also, have to come to terms with the fact that we are not quite 28 anymore, and we are now 58, and it takes a whole lot of pressure off. And the beautiful thing is, all these negative things that I had in my head, thinking that the men might not find me attractive anymore, as if I needed to define myself by the reaction of men, I've been able to get beyond that, and lo and behold, the men still find us attractive. This is the beautiful thing. I mean, we all hear about these amazing women who continue to have interesting lives, not just lives, sex lives, well into their 90s. You talked about fabulous woman the other day,
Yes.
So
how was your particular experience then? How did it happen? Did you know it was happening when it started happening? Was it gradual? Was it?
For me, it was physically relatively easy. My periods got less, and then they stopped. That's it. I mean, I had the odd hot flush, but not so bad. I was lucky in as much as I stopped drinking just when my periods stopped as well. And I read elsewhere that our liver takes over the production of, I think it's estrogen. So that if, I suppose, we start drinking more heavily, then that estrogen production the liver can't get into flow with that. And so that maybe was a lucky thing for me, and I certainly...
So did you embrace it when it was happening?
Well, yes.
There was no choice, obviously.
You don't have any choice,
yeah,
right?
But sometimes people kind of are in denial, or it's traumatic.
Yeah, I think because we are given these false hopes that HRT is going to stop, but actually, well, I don't know, maybe it's not a false hope. HRT certainly does keep your hormones going, but do you know, we stuff ourselves full of hormones from time we have our periods. We go on the pill. These hormones, we are not ourselves. We don't know who we are, and I recognize that now because as my hormones are falling away, there's a whole new aspect, a whole new dimension about myself that I'm feeling. which when the hormones are there, we can't feel. And so we also know that, when we get our period, we change, so these hormones, we're on pills to stop the period, and then we're supposed to go on pills to keep the period going. I mean, it seems madness to me.
Yeah, for me, I don't really take contraceptives or anything like that, but I do notice that I'm a different person depending on the day of the cycle. And for example, sometimes I'm a little bit irritable. I don't get PMS, but I get a tiny bit more angry about things. Then I realize, it's my period's coming. And then my libido changes, like the week after the period, that's like, oh my God. So it's almost like being drunk.
Yeah.
Not that I drink anyway, but I imagine, so is menopause more of a stable kind of thing? Is it more stable?
I guess
throughout?
it is more stable in that way, but I feel it's deeper.
Okay.
So of course, the menopause itself, when the hormones are changing, of course, that's a bit up and down, and you're having to deal with a different body. Your skin changes a bit, but I feel it opens a door that was closed before. I feel much more empowered. I feel much more like a queen.
Oh.
I feel the ground I walk on
is your kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your castle. Fantastic.
Yeah, but I had this before I had the menopause, and I didn't feel that empowered. So I feel it's a fantastic time. Honestly, it's brilliant, and the sex is great.
Oh, fantastic. So I was going to ask the next question, actually. So how does it affect your sexual desire in your experience?
So I think the sort of the raunchy sexual desire does get a little bit lower. But for example, I would never entertain having casual sex anymore now. It just doesn't do anything for me. It never did actually before, but I just don't need that, so I don't have that urge. That's what I mean. The hormones aren't pulling me down a road.
That's why it feels like a bit drunkenness sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like, despite my desire not to, the hormones are taking me down a particular road, but that doesn't happen anymore. So I feel I have so much more choice. And but when I'm with a man whom I love, it's completely beautiful. Things don't dry up. Don't believe what they tell you. They don't dry up. And
that's one of my worries, because I'd never use lubricants.
Yeah.
I have no issue. I have Venusian nectar, my own nectar,
I love
which is
that name.
fantastic.
Venusian nectar.
Exactly. So I've never needed lubricants, and that's why I don't review lubricants. I don't like all the ingredients that's in them. But I do wonder what will happen in menopause. Will I have to start and find a lubricant to use?
Yeah.
And I know there's a couple of brands now that are quite pure, and I'm hoping the situation will improve for when it's my turn. But still, I just don't like this idea of putting cold goo on your bits. It's like, ooh, goo. It's like not very nice. I'd rather kind of have my own.
I'm with
my
you
own
on that.
juices.
Well, you totally the juices come. Although I
to
suppose
work
before
harder.
the menopause, the juices came even when I'm walking down the street,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So so that's why we wear underwear. I don't have to wear underwear anymore. It's great.
Oh wow, fantastic! That sounds great. Going commando.
Yeah. No, and so, but it absolutely lubricates when you, and it doesn't mean hours of foreplay either. I mean, it's great, but it doesn't. What I love is I don't have to worry about getting pregnant anymore.
Okay.
And I love being able to receive a man, his full ejaculation, and receive that energy. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm absolutely convinced that the ejaculate, or do you have a beautiful name for that?
No, masculine nectar.
Masculine nectar. I'm sure it also helps to keep the actual channel, which is the vagina, healthy and young.
Yeah, like if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So I was telling you the other day about this wonderful woman called Betty Dodson, who's no longer with us, and I read her book, Sex for One, which is an incredible book. I highly recommend it. It's all about masturbation. And she was a very natural person. She was vegetarian and living a natural life, and she went through menopause. And then she described actually starting HRT, and then she became juicy again. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been tempted to take HRT?
I haven't, but I would fully respect anyone who wants to try it out. And I suppose the idea is that it reduces, so it increases your hormone level again. And who knows? Talk to me when I'm 71. I might be saying, "Hooray, HRT!" You know. So, oops. Yeah.
That's low.
So.
And I think everything's evolving. Because I think there are so many things out there now, but we don't know about them. You know, it's not just like the pill. I think there's so many different versions of it. I didn't even know about them, but I know they're kind of maybe less invasive or less dangerous methods. Well, hopefully everything will keep evolving.
I mean, there's one other thing which might be a little bit risque to talk about, but you are, you know, who you are.
An orgasm expert.
Yes. But, you know, I also always thought that, you know, I've had children, so I breastfed, so my breasts were used to producing milk. Well, I read that doesn't stop when you, after menopause. And it's true. I do now and again have milk flow.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. That happened to me once. Now. That happened to me once when I was, I was taking the pill and I forgot to take the pill one day. I had sex, I got real paranoid, and I had to take the morning after pill. So I was having all these hormones. And one day I had this big patch of milk and I was like, oh my God, to my boyfriend. He was like, let me have some. I was really freaked out. Yeah. And I had to go to the family planning and had to like get it all out. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God, I don't think I would like give it. I don't know if I would like to breastfeed, but it was like very weird.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a hormone thing.
But it means, you know, our bodies still function as a woman. You know, we don't stop being a woman. We're just not, our ovaries just aren't winking as much. Yeah. You know, that's it. It is giving us more freedom. I feel more in power of my decisions when it comes to sexuality and men, because I don't have these urges that make me do stuff I didn't really want to do.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who's struggling with menopause?
Hard to know, you know, every physical body is different. And, you know, I guess we need to start with the fact that it's happening. You can't deny it and you can't pretend it isn't. So allow yourself to just let that go, that judgment that you have and these fears and these anxieties we have about it. And, you know, listen to women who've gone through menopause, talk to them. You know, it is not nearly as bad.
And that's very important advice, because people they're suffering in silence on their own. So I think asking questions to people who might be at that age would be a good thing.
And I see, you know, a lot of the friends I made here, you know, they're a bit younger than me, so they saw me go through menopause and they thought, oh, this is great. It doesn't look nearly as bad as everyone says. And now I see them go through menopause and they're all talking about it and, you know, also feeling empowered. So I see them having a very similar experience. So it wasn't just me and my delusions. So it's definitely an empowering time, and actually it makes us as women so much more powerful, which I think is why it is tried to be negated, because we become very powerful in our menopause and
very
after.
Wise.
It's not just wisdom, it's actually, I think our radiance gets stronger.
I guess if someone might not be able to accept that, and so they
they don't know that this is, you know, they think, oh Jesus, what's happening here? You know, why are we getting hot on the inside? It's because our radiance is coming up. You know, you could compare it to a Kundalini awakening, actually. You know, so, and a Kundalini awakening can be very uncomfortable. So maybe that is a good sort of metaphor to use, or in fact, I have a feeling it probably is the Kundalini awakening.
I think Mantak Chia in his books talks about this hot flushes as being sexual energy or something. So I read that in this book, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy, which is quite amazing.
But I mean, isn't sexual energy life force?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and you know, we're all alive. So we, by definition, therefore, are full of sexual energy.
Excellent.
We continue to be full of sexual energy. It's lovely. I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. Don't listen to anybody who tells you different. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, you're changing, but it's an empowering time, and we can really
embrace it.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your magical menopause experience with us. And I'm really hoping that one day you will do some magical menopause retreats. I think they would be very successful. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe. If people want it.
Oh, that'd be great. So thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions or comments about menopause, or if you'd like to share your experience, then leave a comment below. And if you have any suggestions for new videos, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org and visit yobabalounge.com, this fantastic retreat, which I highly recommend. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Mm.
Bye, sweeties.